Hi, I'm Kenneth Edward Piner here in Palm Desert with Leslie Spoor from Executive Errands.
Yes.
Leslie, you're really familiar with the desert.
I am.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like for people to live here and things they need to understand living in the desert.
Well, the primary thing they need to know is that this is a desert, right? So while the weather is beautiful for 9 months of the year, the summers can be quite unbearable. You know, we get up to 117 degrees, give or take, and that can be a lot for somebody who's coming from a more temperate climate, so they really need to understand. In addition to that, we have sand constantly, right? We're completely surrounded by sand, and that sand is insidious. Even if you can't see it, it's getting into your air conditioner filters, it's coming in under your windows. It's just a pain. You're always dusting, it seems like, out here. And then probably the one other thing that I would mention is a lot of people don't understand how challenging this climate can be on people and furniture and their homes and everything to do with living out here. It's a great place to live. Don't get me wrong, it's completely gorgeous.
It's why we live here.
I know, it is why we live here. And it's why so many people migrate here, is because they see it when it's wintertime, which is so nice compared to where they are.
And so it is a beautiful place to live. We both live here for that reason. But there's things that people need to focus on and do, especially if they're part-timers. Even if they're full-time, they might need this kind of help, but in particular if they're part-timers here in the Valley. And your company tends to lean into that quite a bit, I understand. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the whole point of Executive Errands is to provide peace of mind for the people who aren't here all the time. Because when you're hundreds of miles away or thousands of miles away, you don't know what's happening. And a home is a huge investment, right? So we want to make sure that we're there proactively, we're your people on the ground. We check your home every week. We make sure that everything is okay. We catch problems before they become huge problems. So we can save clients a lot of money that way. But it's mostly the peace of mind they get from knowing somebody professional is monitoring their home.
I used to be a part-timer and now I'm full-time here in the Valley.
Really?
So I never used a service like you, and I would be very worried on the regular about what's going on at home. Are things okay? I had cameras set up around the home just to kind of understand what was not going on or what was going on, but I had no one to help me. So it's kind of nice to have that service in place.
It is, and a lot of people think, well, I'll make my home a smart home, and I'll put in water management systems, and I'll put in cameras, and I'll put in security, but those things are all good, and we encourage our homeowners to do that, but it's not the same as having a human being walk through your house and check everything. We can smell mold. We can identify if something's just barely damp and not registering on the water management system. We identify places where there's bugs that maybe might not show up on a camera. There's all kinds of things that we notice as the humans that are familiar with the house and being there instead of a mechanical, automated service. They're important, they should have those, because we're not there 24/7, but they definitely need somebody like us to help them with that peace of mind.
And there definitely are people who are part-timers who are not here for months at a time.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients like that. It's funny because we quite often have what I call local clients. They live sort of San Diego to San Francisco, up and down the coast, and they'll come in and out on the weekends. And so we allow them to treat their home like a hotel, which is really nice for them. They don't have to come in. It's all set up when they get here, and they can leave and we'll take care of it. But for our clients who come in once or twice a year, it's even more important, A, that we do the oversight of the home, but also that it's ready when they get here. Nobody wants to spend 2 days getting their house cleaned up and set and all that stuff. And the home here, when you are lucky enough to have a second home, it shouldn't be a second job on top of that, right? So we really enjoy making our clients' lives as enjoyable as possible here in the desert.
So if people want to experience that joy, how do they find you?
So our website is executive-errands.com. That's a hyphen, not an underscore. Executive-errands.com, and everything about us is there. As you know, we've been in business for 20 years, so there's a lot of information. And then if you want to call me directly, I'm happy to talk to anybody. And that number is 760-898-9604.
And if you want to have some help with some properties, you can come to pinersproperties.com and I can help you get hooked up and then work with Leslie when you're not here in town full time.
That's right.